All right, guys, today we have some more big news to talk about coming out of the LEC. Again, we got this teaser yesterday from Wooloo where he said Rogue has woken up and might jump a little in the tier list. Be ready very soon. Rogue has obviously been AFK for a lot of this offseason. It's been very confusing. It's been very frustrating. And many people have been wondering what the heck is going on? What is Rogue going to do? When are they going to sell their slot? When are they going to start signing players? And then we reported yesterday, Wooloo put this out, that top laner Adam was set to join Rogue in the LEC. So at least Rogue was getting going. And hey, Adam is a pretty talented player. Yes, I know people are worried about his mental or his attitude or the team chemistry and how he's going to bring drama and controversy and all that stuff, but you can't argue that he is a very, very talented player at the end of the day, and probably a better player than a lot of people expected Rogue was going to be able to get at this point in the offseason. And if Adam is the first player you're signing in the offseason, hey, there's a lot worse you could do. There's much worse directions and paths I think your offseason could have taken, and a lot worse directions that people were projecting maybe for Rogue to go. But now today, like Wooloo said, Rogue is getting going. They're actually waking up. They're actually starting to do some things. Another pretty interesting and pretty exciting signing is their AD carry that has been announced today by Alejandro. Bot laner Patrik is set to join Rogue in the LEC. Now, obviously, again, I don't know what people were expecting. I don't know what people were thinking, but Patrik is a pretty strong player. And again, there's much worse directions I do think that Rogue could have gone. Is Patrik necessarily in like the best form of his career or anything like that right now? Hey, no. I would definitely not argue that, but let's see what Alejandro has to say about this and what we got for as far as information in this article. So Patrik is set to join Rogue or their buyer in the LEC. So again, same thing as for Adam. That's interesting to note here that we've heard previously that Fly, the Rogue GM, was going to be coming along most likely with whatever new team buys them. So the same GM was going to be doing the offseason, whether or not Rogue ends up staying in the LEC or whether they sell out their slot to whoever. And then also Rogue is trying to sell their entire organization, so they'll be selling the players, the contracts, everything like that. So again, Patrik is set to be that new AD carry, whether it's Rogue or whether a new team does end up coming in. Same thing for Adam, obviously, and same thing for all the players on the team. After 5 years with Excel and Giant X, Patrik will remain in the LEC, joining Rogue. After 5 years with Excel, rebranded as Giant X in 2024, Patrik was released from the team ahead of this offseason. However, he's set to remain in the LEC. Sources have told Cheap Esports that Patrik has reached a verbal term agreement to play for Rogue or for any organization that may acquire Rogue slot for the 2025 LEC season. With numerous LEC splits under his belt over a decade-long career, Patrik's wealth of experience makes him a foundational piece of Rogue's roster, which remains a work in progress. He is set to replace Comp, who will play for Gentlemates in the LFL next year. Patrik boasts a lengthy career, having entered the competitive scene during the early seasons of League of Legends. He first made a name for himself by winning local tournaments in the Czech Republic, such as the ROG Masters Season 5 in 2016. In mid-2017, he competed in the EUCS Summer Qualifier with Reign, making his first foray into high-level competition. Though the team failed to advance past the group stage, he then went on to play a short stint in the LVP with Origin and the TPL, the predecessor of the TCL, with Besiktas. He even returned briefly to the Czech Republic, where he distinguished himself by winning the Hit Point Masters Season 8. Patrik's big break came in 2018. He joined H2K for their final year competing in League of Legends, and though the team struggled, his talent caught the attention of Origin, who signed him in 2019. That year, Patrik achieved the career best LEC result, second place finish in the spring split, swept in the finals by the legendary G2 roster featuring Perks in the bot lane. Unfortunately, Origin faltered in summer, finishing 8th and failing to make an impact in the regional finals. It was the closest that Patrik had ever come to a Worlds appearance, and the dream has continued to elude him since. In 2020, Patrik joined Excel, where he often shone individually but struggled to find consistent team success. The team's performance varied widely, with a notable low point in 2023 when they finished 10th in both winter and spring, despite building a super team. However, his summer saw a resurgence to a surprising second-place finish, thanks in large part to the fresh dynamic talent brought in by Abidaga and Limit. Due to this brief high, Patrik's tenure at Excel was largely defined by middling results. This is obviously in the LEC for last year. Our Sheep Esports stats, it looks like, had Patrik rated as the 10th best AD carry in the LEC. Now, obviously, that's not good, and that's what I said. His form is not necessarily in the best of his career right now, but also, obviously, his team, you can see there, went 16-32, and League of Legends is a team game. It's a snowbally game. If your team is not playing well, your stats are going to suffer. Your play, your performance, everything is going to suffer. So stats can sometimes be misleading. I don't know. Obviously, we've seen Patrik be better previously, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of version Rogue is going to be getting with Patrik here. I can see why. I know, like, the top comment in reply to Alejandro was like, oh, how are you not getting an ERL AD carry? You know, Hansam D has been in the LFL popping off, and we're getting Patrik. Kadui's not getting an LEC spot. You know, people are not necessarily, it doesn't seem like, too excited about Patrik and thinking, you know, maybe he should be replaced. Maybe he should be replaced by some younger talent coming in since he hasn't been in the best form lately. But, hey, Rogue is taking a chance on him. Like I said, Rogue's at a weird point in their offseason where it was hard to attract people to this project, it sounds like. And you know, people had to take a chance on Rogue waiting this long in the offseason, all that. So yeah, I don't know. Rogue is obviously taking a chance, a little bit of a gamble that Patrik will be able to rebound and is actually better than we've seen recently from him. But definitely a big-name player who, like I said, has done some things in the past and has had some very good splits in the LEC in the past as well. His performance was tainted by frequent mistakes and a lack of impact with the synergy alongside Ignar, often leaving much to be desired. Within his team, only Jackie's consistently stepped up to drive the game forward. Unsurprisingly, Sheepstats ranked Patrik as the lowest rated AD carry in the league, assigning him a score of 56 out of 100. He was the least lethal bot laner, averaging just 3.6 kills per game, and had the lowest assist rate at 4.29 per game. Additionally, he ranked second to last in damage dealt with an average of 596 per game. So he didn't get very many kills, didn't get very many assists, didn't deal very much damage. Obviously, it's not a recipe for success for AD carry, but AD carry can also be one of the most team-reliant roles in the game. So is it all his fault? Is he in terrible form? Whatever, I don't know. It can be hard to determine that too much. With their future in the league still uncertain and every other LEC roster completed, some even beginning to practice and scrim, Rogue have finally taken their first steps forward, despite being constrained by the potential sale of their slot to a third-party org. They've secured a verbal agreement with another league veteran fresh off a 5-year tenure of this former team. In doing so, Rogue positioned themselves as a refuge for Patrik, laying the second cornerstone of a project that still has many questions to answer. With Adam and Larson, Rogue now have locked 3 players for the 2025 season. And obviously a big thing with how good or bad Patrik ends up being for Rogue in this next split is also going to depend on their support, his support very, very much. Because, like they said, maybe his synergy or play styles didn't mesh great with Ignar, and they didn't end up being that great of a bot lane. But that doesn't mean they can't get somebody new for Patrik that's going to work a little bit better, and again, help him return to form. And also, if Rogue's team as a whole ends up being better, I'm sure some of those stats will increase for Patrik. Because like I said, AD carry can be very, very team reliant. The other team's super fed. The AD carry is going to die pretty easy. It's going to be pretty hard to get kills. It's going to be pretty hard to dish out damage. But yeah, Rogue is finally doing some things. They now went from having one player for months to now in just a couple of days signing 2 players or having verbal agreements with 2 players, whatever, in back-to-back days. So at least this thing is getting going finally. Rogue is starting to make some moves. They're no longer AFK. And obviously get ready because I'm sure that jungle and support news is going to be coming very, very soon as well. But also just want to mention real quick that Holy does have their Black Week going on right now until December 2nd. So you still have time to pick up some really massive discounts on some stuff with the code SE5. And they also have limited edition flavors, merchandising, and packs going on right now as well, and giveaways also. So you can get signed up for those giveaways by using discount code SE5 or SE10. Holy, great tasting energy drinks. They also just so happen to be healthier than the competition. So make sure you guys go check out that first link in the description below and get yourself some Holy today. Hopefully we catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.